Okay, this is tape 2, New Word. Again, we're dealing with the transition here into this upcoming thing. Now, in Yogananda's book, the biography of Yogi, especially in the 43rd chapter there, where this Yetsa Swan, or whatever his name is, that was his teacher from before, comes to him from the spirit realm, physically into his room, and talks to him about things in the spiritual realm. He talks about the physical world, and then he talks about the astral plane, which has a lower realm and a higher realm, and then he talks about the causal world. Okay, my take on that is that they talked about 3 different areas. It's kind of like the first, second, and third heaven. The first heaven, in this case, I refer to as Earth. The second heaven is the fifth density, as you will, of what's going to happen here on this earth when it's kind of like, the New Jerusalem is going to come down on earth when that, and so on. And then, of course, there's the causal world that Yogananda talked about from this guy, and that would take, my take on that is that would refer to the third heaven. Now, in the causal world, and so on, the guy who talks there about these guys have an ability to create their own, to create planets and the like with that, and create things. I mean, it has some parallels to what some might understand to be 8th density. For those of you who want to find out what these terms are, you have to probably hunt around on the internet. It's not really easy. It seems not easy for me to understand what these words are. But anyway, then I was shown that I could go beyond third heaven to fourth heaven, meaning that I would be given my own galaxy to run, and blah blah blah, just like Jesus is running this one here. And that's the other thing. This thing that's happening this upcoming month, December 21st of 2012, is only happening to this galaxy. This galaxy, we call the Milky Way. It's not happening to Andromeda. It's not happening to the other ones. And what's happening here in this galaxy is having different types of expansions going on. Our Earth will go from third density into eventually into fifth density, or it'll go from first heaven to second heaven. But other planets within this same galaxy, which of course comprises tens of billions of stars, and then every star's probably got 5 or 10 planets or whatever, or more, depending on how big the stars are, I guess, around them. So you're talking about a very large number of entities involved here. And so we have this second heaven, we have this New Jerusalem. Now, for those of us like myself who are prophets, we were actually operating a second heaven arrangement already. We were able to bring about things in a much quicker and faster rate for ourselves, as well as whoever we prayed around us. We didn't have to necessarily have large groups to pray for us. And in fact, we had whoever we is had usually large number of angels. I've always seen around me myself large numbers. I mean, and at first it wasn't as large, but as time went on, it got so large. I remember one time I came out of a theater and I started crying. I was just overwhelmed by the immense portion, of it. And then in recent times, I was told that I would no longer have to use the angels of Jesus. I can have my own with that. And that's entirely makes sense about because where I would be in my development. But see, it's not just for me to have this; it's for everybody else to have this. This universe is extremely large, and you're talking in this galaxy alone. What we call the Milky Way has tens of billions of stars, and then beyond that, there's tens of billions of galaxies with that. It's just so tremendously huge with that. That's from what we think we can see. Well, who knows what's beyond all that? And then there's different vibrations. I mean, you can basically take any part of a minute, and every time you fractionalize it, you have a different existence existing right here on this planet you're not even aware of. I astral traveled onto the sun. I ran into two groups on the sun, one close to the surface and one deep into the sun. I went into different planets and picked up different things. Well, I mean, that's all fine and good, but it's just something that's available there for everybody to have. So, and another thing too, when people die in your family, of course, not only people are going to see these people face to face, like you see anybody else when that's in this second heaven thing. You should view the death thing from the heavenly standpoint rather than this thing in the flesh. So long as you stay in the flesh, you stay in third density, and then there's nothing that's going to happen here in the future. Is that people are going to still be able to live in their third density continuations in this upcoming transition here. They showed me that a lot of people are going to stay in this like bubble. So as long as you stay in that realm, and someone dies, surely you're going to cry because you have no more contact. You've always been in the flesh, talking to them. You never had any spiritual contact with them. You should be, instead of looking about what has passed by, what is going on in the future with these people? Where are these people going now? Now, of course, a lot of times people are going to deflect, especially in the Christian groups, say, "Oh, that's talking to the dead," and all of this stuff on that, that's Ouija board stuff and seances and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, see, even the Ouija board and the seance stuff isn't necessarily bad. It depends on what the attitude is that you're using it for. If the attitude is to find out something, you're learning, how to make contact, whatnot, then so be it. Just like people are involved with some of the Wicca stuff, they make contact with the nature spirits, whatnot. I mean, better is a real experience than just something that, I believe it because it's in a book, and it's in a Bible. I mean, with that kind of nonsense, that's like going to a hospital, finding a medical journal, and saying, you know what, I believe this is a medical journal. Because I believe it now, that makes me a doctor. I mean, how crazy does that sound? So, I might have a tendency to repeat myself and go over these things here, but that's all right. I don't want to make this to be too professional. We'll make this kind of a grassroots effort, and hopefully others out there will start saying the same thing too, and start getting real things in the spirit, and talk from there rather than just be a parrot. There's a lot of parrots in this business. Even the ones that supposed to have the information are becoming parrots. Now, all the stuff that Wilcock talks about, he's obviously been coached by somebody. That's fine. He's becoming spokesman for guys over there in NASA and the Black Ops and all that stuff and that. But I don't know. It's kind of a dangerous operation there because ultimately Uncle Sam wants to control the operation with that. And they got enough money into you, and they got enough stuff going on with that. You become their wet boy. So you got to find out who you're gonna play ball with and who you're not gonna play ball with. One of the aspects of the soul involvement here on Earth is that that's why our sun burns so hot, and so on. If we were more in the spirit and not just in the soul, then our sun would burn, would still be burning and lit, but it wouldn't be a harmful light. And I've said this before, is that we're not going to have days. We're going to get to a point where we won't have any night. We'll have shorter days, and there's more chance for someone in this realm, the second heaven realm, to go into the third heaven realm without having to go through death. Going through from first to second by translation and that usually is a pretty hard thing to do. It means you're gone, you disappear. But of course, you also disappear there too, but you can come back and forth. But like I said, this whole Earth thing is going into this second heaven realm anyway. Anything you could want to imagine can happen quicker and faster now than it could ever happen before. I'm gonna have to end this tape.